Oh, my family's amazing. My mom was my best friend. She is actually my maid of honor in the wedding, so that shows how close we are. 10 years ago, to this day, on June 15th, I could have been killed.
My sister and I are a year apart, so growing up, same things, same friends. I remember dance parties, wearing our plaid pants and, our cute little hairdos. She was loving, kind, thoughtful, compassionate, but super fun, super fun. I miss my sister all the time. He seemed like an okay guy. He seemed like he cared about her. She definitely cared about him. They seemed to have things in common. So initially, things seemed to be okay, and we were all very happy that she'd found someone that she could spend her life with.
I met my ex in the summertime through a friend, so he was cute. I was like, yeah, he is really nice. That first night, he came back the next day with a bouquet of flowers and actually asked my parents if he could take me out. So they valued that.
Initially, the signs that we saw that something wasn't quite right in this relationship. First sign was financial. Darcy was a woman who was set. She had lots of money, lots of RSPs. She'd worked since she was 17. She was excellent with money, and she needed help.
I found out that he was lying to me just under a year after we started dating. It did upset me, and it put that first red flag in my mind. He'd always have really smooth answers about everything. He could lie on a dime.
I clearly could see changes in my sister. And the biggest change with her was her lack of caring about herself. Her eyes changed. Looking in her eyes, and not to say it this way, like her soul was gone. She wasn't the same person. She was lost. One of the biggest things is the control. Controlling her was probably the most important thing in his life, having complete control over her.
I had a group of friends that I had been in school with for 3 years, and they were my closest girlfriends. And one by one, slowly he would isolate me from them. And that was where it drew the line, and I was like, everyone is gone. So that was my first decision that I was actually gonna break up with him.
One day she must have had an open mind, and she just caught him red-handed, lying about something again, and said, that's it, I'm moving out. So of course, we jumped on it and helped her move out that day. At that time, I knew nothing about what you do in these situations, on who to call. Who do you phone when this is happening in your life, but nothing's really happened, except that someone's had a discord in their marriage and they're apart. But inside, your instinct is telling you and screaming at you that something really horrible is happening right now.
I woke up in the morning, it was like 7:30. I had my final exam for English that day. So in the morning, he actually woke me and he's like, I'm gonna drive you to your test, and then after your test, we can go get some breakfast. It'll be like our final day together. I got in the car. He said, I just want to talk to you. I want to, talk one-on-one without mom and dad here, and, just make sure that I've done everything that I can do. I said, well, it's over. I told you that. You knew that. This was supposed to be just a day to just end on a nice note, be friends. Like, we're done. He said, okay, then I have a present for you. All I could see was something coming over the front of my face. And then I was up against the back of the seat. I couldn't see him, I was choking, and then it was just black.
She had an appointment that morning. I'd forgotten. That was the morning that her and her husband had gone to see the debt counselor. As it got closer to lunchtime and she didn't come back to work, we were getting concerned. and I knew something was very wrong. My husband checks his messages on his phone, and he has a message from her husband, and the message says, "I win, you lose." And we called 911. At that point, I knew she was murdered. Not every story ends up like my sister's. They just don't. And I think if her intervention had come sooner, it might have made a difference.
Once I got in contact with the Calgary police and detectives, HomeFront was offered to me as assistance in what I was going through. And it was the beginning of a miracle. Anything that I needed, if I had questions, my caseworker was like, call me. If you're scared, if you're worried, you don't understand something that's happened, just call me.
I'm involved with HomeFront because these things happened in my life. These things happened not just to my sister, it happened to everyone around her. This is a huge amount of people that were affected by the actions of one person. We can all make a difference, and I have a story to tell, and as difficult as it is, I think it's important to talk about it and to tell people about it. Find a resource, pick up the phone, talk to a friend, anything to put yourself in a good situation. A healthy situation is important because we all deserve that.
I'll be getting married on June 15th. 10 years to the day, my ex tried to kill me. So I wanted to change it. I wanted to make it, instead of just a survivor day, this is my new life, my new beginning with someone that I love and loves me back in the right ways.
I deserve love, and I'm on the home front. I'm not alone. There are others that have fought. This isn't right. No, this isn't my fate. So I'm singing the anthem. I'm walking away.